Hi everyone, and welcome to the GuideWell Insights Lounge. This is Kate Warnock coming to you from day 2 of the Synapse Summit, and I have a brand new guest I'm so excited to bring to the lounge. Her name is Kirstie McCool. Kirstie, welcome.
Thank you.
Kirstie, you are brand new with GuideWell. You are our GuideWell Innovation Center Director. So welcome to the company and welcome here to the lounge.
Thank you so much.
All right, so you're new to GuideWell, but you're certainly not new to the world of innovation. What is it that you would say Florida has as far as a competitive advantage, or why should people come and do innovation here?
Oh, that's an easy one for me. You know,
All right.
I've been in this ecosystem now for over 20 years, and I think Florida has got one of the best talent pools of innovators in the country. It's a maybe not as well known as, say, a Silicon Valley or a Boston, but we have 3 of the top 10 universities here in the country. University of Central Florida, University of Florida, University of South Florida here in Tampa. Those 3 universities collectively generate over $1 billion of research revenue. And the talent that they graduate out of those universities around innovation, deep tech science, health tech, computer science, engineering is
it's
world class. It's
Yeah.
an unbelievable resource.
Yeah.
So talent, I'd say, is number 1, and then our business climate here. If you're trying to start a technology company, Florida is a great place to do that. We are the cost of living is you just can't match it, especially when you overlay that with the technical talent that we have here. So if you compare, say, to Silicon Valley or a Boston, or these days even in Austin, Texas, the cost of starting up a company is probably 1/3 to 1/4 of what it would be in some of those other ecosystems.
Right.
And so it's just a really, really great place to start a company cost effectively and tap into the talent ecosystem we have.
Sounds like a great climate, so hopefully more people will get the word.
Absolutely.
All right, so when is it best for a company to look outside its walls for solutions versus creating something internally? A perspective that I know here as the Center Director for GuideWell, you really must have an opinion around this.
I do.
Yeah.
And if you'd asked me that question, say even 10 years ago, I might have answered it differently than I'm going to answer that one now. So 10 years ago, the iPhone was just barely coming out on the market. There was no such thing as cloud computing. But in the last 10 years, the acceleration of technology has been unbelievable. And as a result of that, the ability to innovate and create a growth company that solves a particular challenge or problem is very, very cost effective to do. And so for a large corporation to try to keep up with the pace of innovation can be a tricky business, because in order to innovate and build something internally at an organization, it's not just the cost of development of the product or the service or whatever you might be doing, but more importantly, it's the long tail cost of what it means to train the employees to keep up with the state of the art of technology, and it's changing so fast.
Right.
And if you've innovated internally, you have to hire people and resources to stay up with the state of the art, and that's almost impossible to do, even as a large company.
Right.
So most of the time, honestly, I think it's best to outsource, especially around technology and innovation. However, the one time I think it's really important that you keep things internal is when it's revolving around the core value proposition that your company brings to their customers. So whether that be intellectual property, business practices, trade secrets, certain things like that are the core differentiators of your company is what you need to keep close to home.
All right, all right. Well, let's drill a little bit deeper then into the health innovation space. You
Okay.
know, a lot of what we hear about startups and entrepreneurs is they might offer a point solution.
Okay.
And sometimes that's not the right thing for an enterprise. What is your advice for how a company can kind of more integrate closely with what a problem might be, so that they live beyond, you know, a pilot or a, you know, something that's just kind of a flash in the pan?
Yeah. Well, so first of all, to create a transformative change at a broad scale requires the leadership from the top of the organization or the leaders across an industry to come together to help create those changes. Entrepreneurs, early stage companies, they're not in a position necessarily to make that level of change, at least individually.
Sure.
Collectively, maybe, right? They can change industries. But I'd like to just point out that Amazon, which we all know and love as a company, or maybe we don't love it, but we know it, started out as an online book retailer back in 1999.
Right.
So you could say that's a point solution, right? but look at Amazon today. So I don't know that it's black or white to say that a company, an early stage company, comes in with a point solution and that's all they're ever going to be.
Right.
So I think the leadership, whether it be at GuideWell or again across the healthcare industry, needs to maybe think a little bit broader in scale and allow those companies to come in, seed themselves, pilot, test, and grow, and expand what they do over time to resolve some of the healthcare challenges we have.
Makes sense.
But standards is another key.
Okay.
So entrepreneurs will revolve around standards. So if the
Okay.
industry can come together and generate standards, whether it be on data analytics standards or other things, that helps a lot. And that has to come from the industry and
Okay.
and the leadership therein.
Sound advice. All right, so final question for you then. What can we expect to come out of the GuideWell Innovation Center in 2019?
Wow. Day 8 on the job. So
Day 8!
it's a good thing because I'm in a state of utopia and I have grandiose plans.
Let's hear some.
Yeah, so first of all, I am very passionate about social change. So I believe we'll be doing a lot of programs and events and speaker series and whatnot around some social issues that are going on here in Florida as well as nationally. So things like food insecurity, childhood health, obesity, opioids, and the addictions that are unfortunately now a reality across our country. So we'll be focusing on topics like that. But in addition, we'll overlay that with accelerators, technology challenges, and whatnot that are not just based in Orlando, which is where the center is, but more importantly, I feel that we can really move the needle and help the healthcare space across our state by connecting all the ecosystems. And collaborating with our regional partners, whether they be accelerators in those respective regions or the healthcare organizations, and bubbling up out of the different regions best practices and best-in-class solutions, and then aggregating those at a state level and leveraging the center and our programs to help bring all of that and connect those bridges, which right now are fairly siloed.
Well, Kirstie, I know one of the themes that we've heard from our other guests here in the Insights Lounge is that innovation works best when there is synergy.
That's
and
right.
Efficiencies, and we can really impact so many more people in a meaningful way when we work together. So
Absolutely.
I'm excited that you're going to be playing a
Thank
role
you.
on behalf of GuideWell in making that happen. And I know 2019 is going to be a really exciting year for all of us.
Well, I'm thrilled to be here. Thank you for having me.
All right. Thank you, Kirstie. This is Kate Warnock. Thanks for watching.
Thanks.